Welcome back, everyone. How are we doing today? So in this video is where I'll be showing you my top trade setup. But before I do that, I quickly want to run you through my track record. I guess that's what they call it. Okay, so let's get right into it. So I started keeping this track record, I think, last 3 months. I want to do it for the next 6 months. Okay, so I will showing that to you one by one. So this one for last month, it was around 30%. I did a bit it was a bit shorter than the past couple of months, which was June and July. And everything I trade is just everything I shared here. The pair are GU, I trade pound USD, I trade euro dollar, I trade Aussie dollar, I trade Kiwi dollar, I trade UCAD, okay, I trade USD CHF, all right, and then I trade Euro GBP, Euro GU, and GBP. Let me just write like that. I also trade which other one? I trade gold sometimes. All right, and then I trade GJ, I trade UJ. That makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is 6 and this is 4. So that's 10. So I'm planning to add BTC to it, but I think that would probably gonna drag the whole thing to the other side. So I'm keeping it this way for now until something changes. So let's come right back here. So last week, let's take a look at the trade I took last week. I mean this month totally. I'm not sure if I can. There's a way I can close dates. The way I can filter it. So let's show just for last month. There's no way I can actually filter it here. I'm not sure if I can do that here. I don't think so. So let me just show you the couple of things that are quite interesting, and then we just move forward to the top three setup. So I pick Aussie dollar, or I was actually risking quite little on Aussie dollar. So I took a buy. That's the last trade I took last week, a buy on Aussie dollar, and that kind of closed me out in loss. I took a sell on USD JPY, also kind of closed out in loss. Kiwi dollar closed me out at breaking trailing stop, as you can see right here. Trailing stop was very small profit. Those are the last three trades I pick from 28 upward till 31st. Okay, I risk very little on those trades. All the way, I mean, from 28, as you can see from here to the 31st, which was on Friday. So from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 20, 29, 30, I risked very little. I was using very small amount of lots, as you can see 0.04, 0.3, 0.01, 0.31. You can see all of them right there. Because the month is almost over, there is no point. But if we check my trade from 23rd all the way down, I used appropriate lot sizes. These are my close trades. I mean, I was partial closing, and then 0.06, 0.01. The account is actually kind of small, all right? So there's no point in risking too much. And then all the way to 21st and 21. If you actually go back to the previous video, the past 3, 4 videos, the one I did last month, you will see how I broke down the trade, the setup, and every single thing that I was planning to take. And what I would say about this one is that I actually reduced my risk exposure, because if you take a look at the last couple of months, let's quickly go there. Yes, this is July. You see, I kind of just chip in with 0.2, 0.08, 0.2, 0.15, 0.18. I chip in 1%. I was risking 1% per trade, basically, and those are the reason why I was able to accrue that much profit. And then last month, I chip it down to risking 0.5% per trade, and then I got 3%. You understand now? When I was risking 1%, I got 6%, I got 7%. When I started risking 0.5%, I got what? I got 30%, which is quite normal. Like I said, like I used to say, and I believe that trading is pure mathematics. Okay, so I think that is done. Now let's take a look at my top trade setup, the one I have. I don't have any trade running. I've closed every single trade I have running. I've closed every single one of them, and I'm just looking for a trade to pick this week. So without further ado, guys, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so first off, let's take a look at DXY. So as you can see, it's obvious that DXY has been in a very decent bearish momentum for a while. Alright, since it broke below this particular structure right here, this very strong structure, you can see we have support, and then it broke below it, kind of pull back, to this level and then just dropped drastically from there. So since we saw all this move, I think majority of the technical analysts in the market believe that the dollar is obviously what obviously weak, and then with the fact that Fed governor Jerome Powell also confirmed that there's a possibility of rate cuts in September, which is this month, in the next couple of weeks, I think the next 2 3 weeks, basically. So that also kind of that was priced in. Basically, that's what they said. It was priced in already, and then we saw the spike, the very huge drop in price, and that seems to be what the reason why that seems to be what led us here, basically. And then last week, I forecasted that there is a possibility that dollar index will actually regain some strength. Okay, which is I was actually looking for it to come all the way to retesting this broken structure right here before we now see the continuation of the bearish momentum. If possible, it's going to continue anyways, and that seems to be happening right now. So there is a last lap move to this area before we can actually start looking for what a further sell-off on the price of DXY moving forward. Okay, however, we might see this particular trend line could pose a challenge, and we see the market actually just start dropping from there. All right, but if we get to see something like this, okay, then that will make a much better sense. So personally, this week I will be looking for maybe a rejection from that particular trend line as drawn as reviewed right there. Okay, I'll probably be looking for a rejection from here. Okay, from that zone right here all the way down here, basically. Let me reduce it down. Good. All right. So I wouldn't if I see something like this, a break below that structure, the market start dropping down. I wouldn't mind giving it a shot. Honestly, I wouldn't mind giving it a very nice shot moving forward. Okay, however, if it happens to now went up, okay, come to this zone before it start dropping, then that wouldn't be a very bad thing either. All right, that wouldn't be a bad thing either. So we look for something like this, maybe break below here, a little bit of structure broken, then we see actually come all the way down here. And then that will make a ton load of sense, basically. It will make a ton load of sense. However, if I'm ever going to take a short trade, it will definitely be around this zone. Okay, moving forward. We retest this zone and then it will be broken, it will break this trend line for sure. But I would like to see the market actually come back into this trend line. Okay, then I will look for short trade there. Anything above here, I don't think I want to take a sell trade from there. It will mean a lot if I can take a short trade the moment the market retested this zone. Okay, to mean a very important thing, and I might take the trade. But I would really love to see the reaction of the market once it retested this zone. Okay, this broken structure right there. Once it's been retested and being used as resistance, I would like to see the reaction from that point to see how I can take the trade moving forward. So on that note, I would like to go and jump into pound dollar. So on pound dollar, I saw there was a very nice trade setup that I saw. I didn't take it. I actually took it and closed it eventually because I was waiting for the decisive break below the structure, which happened last week Friday. I was not on seat or my system. I was actually off the market on Friday. That's why I didn't join the trade. But tomorrow is Monday. Let's see what happened. If the market decided to continue the bearish momentum, I wouldn't mind taking it. However, with what I forecasted on DXY, I think there is a possibility of the bullish momentum continuation from here. All right, that is another reason why I didn't take the sell trade from here or from here because I was in there when everything happened and I have my divergence. But this trade is what is going to be a counter trend trade if I took the sell. But before I take a sell, I always love to see a major structure being broken. This is not a major structure. This right here is the major structure. This particular zone right here is the major structure. And I like to see it got broken decisively, pull back, and then we have this particular trend line to also contend with. Okay, but I'm not sure if this trend line will pose a very big challenge to the price, but it is there to contend with. However, if it break below here, pull back nicely, and I see some rejection candlestick right here, I will take that short at selling. All right. And then my stop loss is going to be very tight, very tiny and quiet at the top of the previous high, just in case the market decided to move back up and continue to run uh, to the upside. Okay, so that was my plan on dollar index. I mean, US pound USD, excuse me. That was my plan on pound USD. I want to see a very decisive break below here. Break, pull back nicely. I want to see rejection candle from here. Then I'll look into taking the short trade as a counter trend trade moving forward. Then that leads me to USD JPY. USD JPY is another trade that I took last week that kind of closed me out in. I closed two trades out in loss on DXY on USD JPY. I don't know why I keep saying DXY today. It seems like DXY has some things to do this coming week. So first off, I took a short trade somewhere around here. The market came down, and I think I got close out at break even right here. And then I waited for another trade right there. My stop loss was right here. This closed me out nicely. And then the market broke down again, pulled back. I took another short trade here, and that kind of took a while before it closed me out somewhere around there on Friday. So I lost two trades here. That one was break even. Okay, and I took a very decent profit, around 4% right there. So that was the highlight of my month, basically, of August. Okay, I took this sell, was very nice. When the market pulled back again, I took another sell here, broke even. I took another short trade here. It was no, I think right here it closed me out at -1%. And I took another trade right here, it closed me at -1%. So I had -2%. This one was more like a break-even kind of trade, and I took +4% right there. So overall, this month I took just +2% on UJ. So moving forward, right now I think UJ seems to be building up very nicely, and the only trade setup I will be looking forward to is a buy trade moving forward. For now, I'm going to be looking for a buy trade. Although we see the market is still staying very close to this particular structure. Okay, we've not seen it broken yet, so there's still some move. Okay, some bearish move that could play out next week. Okay, that might there's still a little bit of a bearish pressure on the market. Okay, the sellers are still quite involved, but anything above here would trigger a more bullish trade moving forward, or a more buying pressure moving forward. So I will look for a break above this structure, a pullback very nicely, and then I will take a buy trade targeting this area first before any other area like this one, or further to this, or even up to this area. So right now, this is the first target, and I will keep a close tab on it. However, if possible, or powered venture, okay, you can see what we have right here. It seems like a very weird zone right there. Let me make use of this. So it seems like the market seems to be it seems like a range, anyways. It seems like a range. If you have something like this, I guess I really won't be looking into selling UJ for now. All right, and noticing that, or adding the fact that DXY also seems to be what to be tracing to the upside. So taking a short trade on UJ right now doesn't look smart to me. All right, although it is still very much bearish. All right, still very much bearish, and we have this main structure at the top, at the bottom here. Market is quite close to that zone. So everything it's kind of unclear now. So that's why I really suggest we all remain patient on the selling part of UJ. But when it comes to the buying part, I think there is a very good shot at that top right there. All right, so which is what I'll be focusing on. A short trade, I wouldn't mind actually missing out on that one, unless it break below here very nicely, come again and break somewhere here again, then this would be a very good place for me to look for a short trade moving forward on USD JPY. So I will keep a close tab on this one until further notice or anything changes at all. And then that will lead me to NZD USD. So NZ Kiwi dollar right now seems to be going down also. It has broken the previous low. Okay, and I mean, it hasn't broken the previous, as you can see at the top here. However, it has broken this very tight knit trend line, which is the first stage. Okay, the next stage is I want to see this particular structure getting destroyed because we've seen a very decent higher highs over the past couple of weeks. We have a break of structure here, 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 break of structure, break of structure. We have a couple of highs, three, four, five, and a bit of six. We have a six higher highs, right? And I think it's about time we see a little bit of a break. Okay, at least probably to this retesting this trend line before we see Kiwi dollar move up. Okay, so I wouldn't mind taking a short trade below here, all right, and then look for a buy trade setup if it happens to have to break structure somewhere around this zone. But if otherwise, okay, if otherwise the market failed to break structure and it just dip down again, move back up again, and then drop down to this area, I will definitely follow all of this move. I would probably trade it, or maybe I will just open multiple trades while I close the order moving forward. But the first place before I can start looking for a trade is right there. This particular structure needs to be broken to the downside, pull back nicely, and I want to see some rejection candle at the top here before I can decide on what to do with Kiwi dollar moving forward. And the next pair will be USDCHF, which seems to be breaking the lower low also and now starting to plan to go up. As you can see on Friday, we saw the lower low getting destroyed. Okay, you can see we had couple of lower low. This is a very massive low. The market pullback. It formed a very deep pullback, and then it dropped again. It dropped very massively. Okay, we had even when the market was dropping from here. Okay, we had a couple of lower lows. All right, so that seems to have been taken out. So this particular structure right here has been taken out. So we witnessed like before the New York session closed on Friday last week, we witnessed almost a retest of this structure. So I wouldn't mind taking a buying trade to this side. Okay, and another counter trend trade. I wouldn't mind taking a buy trade to this area. Okay, this broken structure right here before we now look into a further sell off, okay, or maybe a break above here and then we look for a further back to the upside. So I'm waiting. My notification is already here. Okay, I wouldn't mind taking the buy trade the moment the market open this evening, basically on Sunday. So I will keep a close tab on this one also on USDCHF and we'll see how it goes. All right. So that is the plan. And let me just draw it out. Okay, the plan is simple, plain and simple. All right, so it's actually very tight right now. So it's best to actually keep a close tab on it. Genuinely, better to just keep a close tab on this one. You'll see Joe, very nice trade, and you can see the trend line I drew also. I just put it there anyways. If possible, we'll see how this goes moving forward. I would love to see how this goes moving forward. So moving on back to euro dollar. Euro dollar has the same setup as pound dollar. It just broke the major structure. The major structure that also falls at the psychological support area. Okay, and then it was broken. It hasn't really been retested success properly. All right, I didn't pick this trade. I just put it there like that. Okay, I didn't pick it. Let me actually delete it. I didn't pick the trade anyways. All right, it broke this psychological resist support area, kind of pull back to some extent, but I would love to see it actually go back up to retest it again before I will look forward a better sell trade. I'm really interested in selling EU right now. Okay, it has broken the important structure. We have some sort of head and shoulder pattern. Okay, we have some sort of head and shoulder pattern right here, even though the head and shoulder even have something like a double top at the top. So it's a lot of chart pattern, lots of structure at the top here, and this is also in the divergence. Okay, so it's a lot, but we need to wait for a better entry. This is a very nice entry right here. I wouldn't count this as a pullback. It's very tight knit. I don't like stuff like that. I like a decent break, normal pullback, and then take a short trade going forward. All right. And so we see how it goes. This is another structure that needs to be contended with. Okay. if a rebound from here retest this zone, I will definitely take a sell trade moving forward. All right, so that's my plan on EU right now. I'm gonna be calm. I'm gonna take it easy, no pressure. Just jump into the trade when I see the proper setup. And if this thing happen, and what happened instead on Monday was market broke below here, pull back nicely. I'll definitely look into this also because I've seen something like this happen on Euro GBP, which I'll be sharing later. So I wouldn't want to miss out on that, but I might risk very little. I might risk a little amount of my capital on this because it is not my AA plus setup, or I don't like a trade setup like that. But it has happened before. Okay, so I wouldn't want to miss out on this. The way I missed out on this one, or the way I missed out on this particular structure right there. So I wouldn't want to miss out on this trade. But if I get to see this particular one, I will take the short with my 1% risk trade moving forward. So let's talk about Aussie dollar before we come to gold and then talk about GJ. So Aussie dollar looks almost the same as it looks almost the same as Kiwi dollar. And by almost the same, I mean we have or we saw something like I took a buy trade somewhere around there on Friday, and this particular drop kind of closed me out. That was the last buy you saw when I was sharing my 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 trade record last month on my FX book. Okay, sorry, I don't know. My throat is a bit dry or something. So moving forward, so this trade closed out a loss, and that was a very nice one because Aussie dollar is one of those trades that gave me very decent profit this month. So I can't be angry with the guy. He looks he's a very reliable and very legit guy. So first off, we've seen the break of this trend line. Number one, I think there's a bit of a divergence right here. I will check later, but I think there's something like that. As a matter of fact, I would say we should check now. So let's check if we get a divergence. Yes, 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 yes. There is a bit of a divergence there. As a matter of fact, it's not a bit, it's a very clear cut divergence. So we have a divergence here, a regular basic divergence. Let me use, yes. So as you can see right here, we have a regular divergence right there. However, the market is currently when you check the what's it called again? When you check the RSI right here, it's at the oversold. So I wouldn't mind saying the market actually pull back nicely, break below here and pull back. I love this pattern called ABC pattern. I see something like this. This would be a better place for me to take over, to take a sell trade moving forward. All right. So the goal now is to see if I can get all right, good. I think like I said, uh yeah, something like this. I want to say A, B, C. This D is where I will start taking my trade moving forward. And secondly, you see the market is currently at oversold, very close to oversold, but I take anything below 50%, anything below 40% of oversold so far because I've seen the market actually come all the way down here. You can see right here before you now move back up. All right, so I will take anything below 40% as oversold moving forward. So that's that. So at this day, I will look for a short trade right here, all the way to this area. Okay. And then that's why I would like to see a pullback. Okay, a pullback like that. And then see if we can come down here, then the market will go up from here. All right. So that's the plan on this one. I'm still looking for a sell trade, but it hasn't properly form up yet. So I wouldn't mind waiting for this one. Okay, I wouldn't mind waiting for this one. That's the plan, and this is the goal. However, it might not work out this way, and the market will maybe do a bit of drama here, like this, then drop, and then maybe we'll now do the proper pullback here, and I won't be able to draw my trend line like this. So I might have to draw my trend line like this. So any which way it does, once it break below this particular structure, this main structure right here. I will take the sell trade. All right, I will take it and I will update you next week on how this play out. All right, so that's that. Moving on to USD card. So moving on to USD card. USD card looks quite. You can guess the kind of pair that it will look very close to. It looks very close to the same pattern that's been formed on USD I'm also looking for a buy trade right here on USD card. Additionally, I'm not sure I have a divergence here. There's nothing like divergence here actually. Okay, it's the market was quite weird, so it seems like the market was ranging here. So when I'm taking a counter trend trade, I look for two things. Okay, number one, I look for divergence, and number two, I look for chart pattern. Okay, I look for chart pattern. So right here, I see a multiple bottom here. I see like one, two, three already. Okay. The problem is there's no cleaner for this tool, so I have to delete every single thing. So I have multiple bottom right here. I have one, I have two. There's a possibility this might actually come back here to have three and then break out, pull back nicely. This would be a very good place to look for what? To look for a buy trade moving forward. So I'm watching this very closely. Also, you can see it's very close to overbought right here. So I will probably tread carefully. But since there's no divergence, I don't use the indicator or the RSI indicator. I just focus on the chart pattern, the price action. Okay, what the price is telling me, what the market is doing. So since there's no, the only time I use RSI is just to spot the divergence. Aside that, it doesn't have any, it doesn't make sense to me. Okay, it doesn't have any importance. It's of no importance to me. So that is that. Moving forward, I guess we're gonna see how this goes. And next week, all I want to see next week is a decisive break above. Okay, can get a much deeper pullback. I will target this area first. Okay, you pull back, then all the way to the top, right there, because you can see we have a very long extension without an actual pullback somewhere around here. Okay, it's a bunch of extension without actual pullback. So let's see if we can get it actually pull back all the way to the zone, then see if we're gonna drop down from there. Or maybe this will be the mark. Okay, just pull back to this zone and then to drop off from there. But time will tell. All we have to do now is to wait to see how it goes. And secondly, the last trade I'll be talking about when it comes to currency pair is Euro GBP. Okay, so on Euro GBP, I took a short trade. I didn't actually take this trade because it didn't pull back nicely. Like I said, when I was analyzing Euro dollar, I said a pair like Euro GBP that then pull back. I pulled back very nicely to this zone. I took this sell trade. I closed the trade right here. I should have just trimmed my stop loss. So now I'm learning very closely on this particular 1 hour time frame, 2 hour time frame entry. I'm more comfortable on the 4 hour band, but the 1 hour, the 2 hour, they are very cool to watch, and I'm watching them very closely now. I'm really watching them. So this is very strong zone. Actually, not to take the trade, not to take the TP. It's a very strong zone. The market didn't pull back very well though for me to close the trade with that early. Should have put my trailing stop here, and the market could have still be in profit. So that's on me. Moving forward, I have this particular trade. Few of my mentees or my students actually took this trade, and it's still open with them on their own account. So we see how this goes. However, I am currently watching this trade, okay, this particular pair to see what's gonna happen moving forward. Okay, so on Friday it came all the way to the stop to retesting it's more like a daily trend line kind of trend line. Okay, an intraday trend line, you can see it touched it here, it kind of touched it here. So we don't know if it's gonna come all the way down here, or maybe we get a pullback very nicely. Then we can look into what further sell off. So right now I'm watching Euro GBP. I don't really have any serious plan with it yet, but we'll see how it goes next week. Okay, we'll see how it goes next week. And then GJ, which is the last currency pair I'll be talking about before I go to gold, and then we hand everything on BTC. So GJ, pound JPY. I kept on ranging for the past 2 weeks now. It's been ranging inside this box. And as for me, I don't like a consolidating pair. I definitely, I personally despise it. It doesn't make sense to me. So I didn't really meddle into it. All I did was just to watch it and put it in this cap. Okay, I capped it here and I kept on watching it. However, it seems like it's going up gradually. Okay, it seems like going up gradually. But I want it to actually form very well so I can get a decent pullback and we can go all the way to the upside on this one. Right, and if possible, it come all the way down again, pull back, break this particular structure, the support structure, pull back to being used the previous support structure as resistance, I wouldn't mind taking the short trade, targeting the previous low right at the bottom here. So that would be a nice one, a nice good short trade. Even though I won't take the sell trade on USD I would definitely take a sell trade on GJ on Pound JPY because it looks clean, it looks very generous with his move, so there won't be any point of not taking this trade at all. And the other side, the flip side is for this buy. Okay, I won't mind a pullback. Okay, a rejection candle that will take me into buying. All of this zone right here are just accumulating zone. I don't think they have anything to do with the price when it starts going up, but they are worthy of spotting. Right, the major structure is the one at the top here, which I'll be targeting overall. As you can see right there. But this place, nah, I'm not gonna be targeting them. The market is gonna kill them as fast as possible. So that's the plan. I will look for a buy here, or maybe okay, I'll look for a sell right at the top here. All right, so that's the plan on GJ. Now let's talk about gold. I took a buy trade on gold last week, but because I knew that some bearish pressure is coming on gold, so I closed the trade. I officially closed my buy trade on gold. I took a buy trade somewhere around here, and I closed the trade somewhere around here. So on Friday, I left it when all of this is happening. My stop loss was somewhere below here. I left it, and then when on Friday I was a bit tired because the market, the month is running to an end, and the month is running to an end on Friday. It's ending on Friday. That was very monumental. So I figured, let me just close the trade, and I closed it right there. I think a few things will happen now. I'm I'm still quite positive on the buying trade. Okay, on the bullish momentum of gold. I would, but the problem now is to look for an entry, which would be candlestick pattern basically at the top there. And if unfortunately gold came down to this zone and pulled back nicely, I would definitely look into a sell trade for sure. All right, I will take that sell trade 3 times in a day and 2 times on Sunday. All right, so that's a trade plan on gold. All right, let me draw it out for you so it makes sense. I will look into a candlestick pattern at the top here. I mean, in a zone around there, if I'm going to take a buy trade on gold, it has the candlestick has to be around there for sure. All right, the stop loss is gonna be tight, just in case it wants to. It's a mistake. Okay, the buy trade was a mistake. I like to get out as soon as possible. I don't want to hold on to a loss for long. Putting my stop loss here doesn't make sense. But I just put it below here. My stop loss, my TP can be anywhere. My TP will actually be floated. I won't set any TP because we still have this all-time high at 25.31. So that's that. And even unfortunately, the market decided to break below here, break below 2484, a previous all-time high, all the way down to this zone. Okay, it broke it and then pulled back very nicely. It formed something like this. Excuse me for that. We formed something like this. All right. I wouldn't mind taking a sell trade right there when it's successfully used this particular structure. The previously support area right here as resistance. I will look into a sell trade moving forward. All right, that would be very nice. Okay, so we have to buy trade around here, okay, and a sell trade below here, right there. So that's the plan on gold. Let's see how it goes this week. The week is already upon us, so let's see how it goes. And lastly, let's talk about BTC. So BTC looked quite decent. The bearish momentum keeps dropping. The sellers keep almost taking control of the market slowly. They are taking it away from the buyers, but I'm still very confident on the bullish momentum of gold, of Bitcoin. Basically, I'm still quite confident on the bullish momentum. However, this bearish stuff is it's giving me some sort of heartache. I think we have a structure here, which the coordinate should be 50K 49.21, basically. All right, so 49. Two, very good two. So we have 49,212. Okay, this particular structure right here. So let's see if we are going to get all right, good. So we have 49.21 to the structure at the bottom here. So I'm not sure if we're gonna get it if we break below here though. I Bitcoin successfully crossed below this structure right here. We crossed below 58K zone, okay, $58,000 zone, and then pull back very nicely. I guess we're gonna see probably Bitcoin fall all the way back to $50,000. Okay, maybe we're gonna see it come all the way down to $50,000. But for now, I think it will be very important for us to wait. We shouldn't jump the gun yet, and we just watch and see how all of this thing play out decently. Okay, I think there's still much play for BTC, anyways. Knowing that there is a bit, excuse me for that, knowing that there's a bit of a range right here. Okay, there's a bit of a range right here. I think there's still an opportunity for the market to also bounce back up from here. Okay, you can see that the sellers are losing their momentum slowly right there, or maybe it's just the weekend. Okay, the momentum is not as clean as the one that drove it up right there. It wasn't as clean as the one that actually took the price down right here either. Okay, it's deteriorating right there, as you can see. So we can see something like this. BTC will just fly up maybe next week. Okay, and if it happens to cross above 62,000 to 64,000 resistance zone, okay, I guess we might see it at 74K overall. But if it cross below the 50, 52, I mean 52, 53, excuse me, if it cross below the 60 to 50, 59K zone, if it cross below that support structure right here, we might get to see Bitcoin at maybe $50,000 or maybe back to August low, which is at $49,000 right there. Okay, but we should just keep a close tab on BTC for now. It's a lot of drama happening. All right, well, two things. You can look for buy trade at the top here, and we can look for sell trade at the bottom here, right there. Let me draw the buy plan before I go. So look for it right there. Should I just target that up now? Let me make it here. So this will be the plan on BTC for now. Okay, this will be my plan for BTC for now, basically. So I'm gonna catch you guys later next week or maybe during the midweek trade setup and trade ideas. Have a nice day, trade responsibly, and then endeavor to apply proper risk management. I'll see you later. Bye for now.